Good YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that late instant basketball analysis on Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there forever. And we're gonna talk about how them Suns beat the Bucks 129-114. The score looks a lot worse than it actually was. They just really hit them hard in that fourth quarter. The Suns won the first game in the season series since this is the first time they played against each other. They played in a couple days for the last meeting of the season since the Bucks look like they're not going to be a playoff team, but you never know. They still got enough games to try to be one. The Bucks is 27-37 and 15 and 18 at home. They was at home in this game, and the Suns 38-27, and they're 16-14 on the road. Phoenix won the first quarter 36-30. The Bucks won the second quarter 35-26. Phoenix won the third quarter 38-32. In the fourth quarter 29-17 to win by 15 points. Royce O'Neal was a big part of that. This team will spread you out and kill you. I mean, they really, really good at having shooters basically everywhere. So if you ever get collapsed or you don't communicate, it's going to be a three-point shooter open. And that's how they lost in the fourth quarter. Royce O'Neal did a good job of knowing where to be at, knowing how to get open. 32 minutes, 21 points. He went 7 of 11 from the field because they all was threes of what he took, and that's a good percentage to shoot him at. He had 5 rebounds. He kept the ball moving with 4 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 steals. He defended his position, and he had 3 personal fouls and was a +8. Oso is mainly in there to score in the paint. You have to have a good screen setter. You have to have a good roller because that just add another guy that can be open, that can get a high percentage shot. 21 minutes, 8 points, 4 of 4 from the field, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 offensive board, 4 personal fouls, and a +17 and plus minus. Devin Booker is the guy that can get everybody some shots because he can get his whenever he wants to. 34 minutes, he had 27. That's game high for the Bucks, and he went 10 of 21 from the. I mean, game high for the Suns. He went 10 of 21 from the field to get it. Obviously, he was going to pour in a little mid range, pour in some drives. He went 4 of 7 from 3, 3 or 4 from the free throw line. He's one of the toughest covers at the game. He's so patient. He's so smart. He's so intelligent of how he wants to attack the defenses, and especially if he's in a one-on-one situation, you're always going to find a way to give him the shot that he wants or give him to the free throw line. He's just that good at knowing how to use his body and his feet and also his mind. 5 rebounds. He had 7 assists. Like I said, if you try to guard him one-on-one, he's going to always draw a lot of attention. Then it's just about making the right read. He's really good at it, so it's no surprise that he only had 1 turnover. He did also get a steal, 2 personal fouls, was a +12 and plus minus. Colin Gillespie kept getting open. He launched 9 threes, made 4 of them. You would take that. But he also was trying to find his teammates as much as he could, and it worked out for him. He had 9 assists and 2 turnovers. He was just making the quick pass, making the break, running off the 3-point line. He can make the quick pass to another shooter or somebody in the paint. So 9 rebounds, 2 turnovers, 2 steals is a well-rounded game from him. He played really well and did multiple things for the team that needed to be done for them to be able to win this one. 2 offensive boards, 1 personal foul, and a +11 and plus minus. Jalen Green, you never know how he's going to play. He played real good when it came to a lot of the shots he was taking. It seemed like he was taking his time more. He had a lot more space. He was able to get a lot more separation, and his jump shot looked good in this one. He went 10 of 20 from the field. He did go 3 of 10 from 3, but he also was able to get some mid-ranges to go. And 3-point shooting is tough anyway, so I don't really expect anybody to shoot lights out every single time they go out there and play from the 3-point line. Even the best shooters have bad nights. And tonight wasn't a great one from 3, but he was able to score the other shots real well. 4 rebounds, 5 assists for him, 3 turnovers, 1 personal foul. He was a +8 and plus minus. Haywood Highsmith, 13 minutes, he had 6 points. He had threes that he took, and that was all of his shots. But they was open looks, and only missed 1 of them, so that's a good night from him. He also had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. Got to be competitive on the defensive end. He was able to bring that when he was out there. 1 personal foul in the -1 and plus minus. Ryan Dunn played 5 minutes. He missed his only shot, which was a 3. He did have a steal. He did have a personal foul. He was a -6 in plus minus. Rasheer Fleming, 17 minutes, 4 points. He went 1 of 4 from the field. He missed his only three. He went 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 6 boards. That was the most off the bench. He had a steal, 4 offensive rebounds, 2 personal fouls, and was a plus 11 in plus minus. Kamal Malawach, he was able to finish real well in the paint, and he was being real strategic of how he wanted to score in the paint when he got the opportunities. And you have to be smart so you don't get blocked and stuff like that. But his only miss was a three. He did have a turnover, and the personal foul was a -2 in plus minus. And Grayson Allen, he's going to take good shots that he feels like he's comfortable with. If not, he's going to keep the ball moving. He had 3 assists. He had shot 4 of 8 from the field. He went 2 of 5 from 3 and 2 of 3 from the free throw line. All good looks from him. Some just was flat out misses. Other than that, he had made the rest. He had 2 personal fouls, 1 offensive rebound with a plus 13 and plus minus. Jordan Goodwin, 14 minutes. He had 6 points. He went 2 of 3 from the field. He had wide open looks, and it worked for him too. And this one, then he kept the ball moving if he didn't have a shot that he liked, or he was able to get ran off the line. So he just had to make the right pass to a guy that was open. If the defenses broke down against this team, somebody's open from three. It's just will they make them? And tonight they was making them like crazy. Other than that, 1 rebound, 2 assists, no turnovers, a personal foul, and +4 and plus minus. And then the Milwaukee Bucks, they led a lot of this game, and they was keeping up with the Suns. And then their defense just went downhill. They were just making too many mistakes. They was giving too many open shots. They was really not on their A game on the defensive end. And then since they gave up so many threes, they just ended up losing after that. Like you gave up good shots and you didn't make enough for yourself. And then when you start making them, you couldn't get enough stops after that. So they ended up getting a loss because of that. But Giannis, he ended up getting his normal shots, get to the basket, Euro step, go strong, mix it up a little bit here and there. 10 of 18 from the field and 22 points is still a good game. He went 2 of 5 from the free throw line. He had 6 rebounds. He had 3 assists. He had 4 turnovers and a steal, 2 offensive rebounds, 3 personal fouls, and was a -12 and plus minus. So he ended up having a good night. Not as dominant as it needed to be, but still a good one. Kyle Kuzma was one of the reasons he had it going. He was driving. He was pulling up from wherever he wanted to in this game, but he finished 6 of 10 from 3, so it was working. He finished 12 of 21 from the field. That worked. And then 3 or 4 also from the free throw line. He had to push shots and everything going. And he found out, like, I can get any shot that I want on this court tonight, and I feel like I can make every shot. So his confidence was through the roof. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, and a block is what he ended it on, showing that he had a lot of other things he can do well tonight too. Like his defense was good. 2 personal fouls in the -16 and plus minus. Jane got to start. He's a good mid-range and pull-up 3-point shooter. It worked again tonight, but he got a double-double. He had 10 boards with the 12 points that he got in 37 minutes. He shot 5 of 8 from the field and 2 of 4 from 3. He also had 4 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal, and then he had 3 personal fouls and was a -8 and plus minus. Miles Turner did a good job of spacing the floor and stretching it and just being ready to score when he was open, even if that was sometimes getting to the rim. He ended up going 7 of 13 from the field, 5 of 8 from 3, and 3 of 3 from the free throw line, and had 22 points and 9 boards. You're happy that he was able to help on the rebounding end too, and that's something that you don't know if he's going to do every night, but it was good to see it. 3 assists, 2 turnovers, and a steal. 2 offensive rebounds, 1 personal foul, and a -2 and plus minus. Ryan Rollins, 41 minutes. That ended up being the most minutes on the team. He did have 14 points. He kind of stayed out the way and let everybody else do their thing a little bit. And then he was able to score whenever he ended up thinking it was a good look for him to do it. He ended up going 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, and 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Those are good numbers. But he also had 5 turnovers. Like, the turnovers was his biggest problem. You know, they seem like this team hasn't been together enough healthy-wise, and they're still knocking off some rust and knocking off some things that can hurt them. You know, they're going to have to clean it up a little bit is what I'm saying, offensively and defensively, if they're going to make this final push before they run out of games to be a playoff team or a play-in team. since they can be with both the same thing because you got to win the play and to be a playoff team, depending on where spot you at on the standings. But 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 3 personal fouls, and a -6 and plus minus. They didn't get a crazy amount from their bench. The person that scored the most off the bench was Cam Thomas. He was able to get some good drives and was able to get to the free throw line. He went 2 of 4 from the free throw line, 0 of 2 from three, 3 of 6 from the field. He had 15 minutes played, and he also was able to get 4 assists. He's buying in to the team concept. You can see that they're really, believing in him as a ball handler. And, he's not just jacking up shots most of the time. He also is trying to find guys too. No personal fouls and a -9 and plus minus. Andre Jackson Jr., he didn't do anything at all but finished as a +1 and plus minus. Pete Nance, 12 minutes. He went 0 of 2 from 3. He also had 2 rebounds and 2 turnovers, 1 offensive board, no personal fouls, and was a -5 and plus minus. Torian Prince went 0 of 4 from the field, 0 of 3 from the 3-point line. He had 3 rebounds, no turnovers, no personal foul, and was a -6 and plus minus. So the Bucks did enough to keep it competitive, but then they just had mental lapses. And you can't do that against NBA teams, especially a team that's proven like the Suns, and they ended up getting hurt and burnt by the scorching hot 3-point shooting that they ended up putting on display. And the Bucks, they shot 51% from the field. They shot 42% from 3. So it ain't like they had a bad offensive night. It ain't like they couldn't get good looks. They just couldn't defend the way they needed to be able to win this one. They also had more free throws than the Suns, which was by 9. They had 9 more free throws than the Suns, but they only made it at 70%, while the Suns shot 54% from the field, 47% from 3, and 82% from the free throw line. Both teams had 39 rebounds. The Bucks had 26 assists. The Suns had 33. 16 turnovers for the Bucks, 11 for the Suns. 6 steals for the Bucks, 9 for the Suns. 1 block for the Bucks, none for the Suns. Both teams had 8 offensive rebounds and 31 defensive rebounds. The Bucks committed 13 personal fouls, while the Suns committed 19, and that was really good for the game. It kept it interesting throughout most of it. You want to see games close. You want to see guys step up. You want to see guys really want it. And I just feel like the Suns was very smart, very strategic. They knew what they wanted to do. They knew how to get open. They took their time when they could, and it just looked like beautiful offense. Like we want the drives if we can get them. We want the mid-range if we can get them. But we also gonna just make sure we get the best shot available, even if it's a 3. Some was a little rush, some was a little forced, but majority of them was good looks and high percentage shots. And you would just look at it and say, how did the Bucks keep giving it up over and over and over again? It's just how the Suns play. They know what their guys are gonna be at. They always thinking about finding the open guy, and even if they have to get it on their own, sometimes they can be able to do that. And that's why they, above 500 by a lot of games. And that's why they've been having a lot of success against a lot of teams. That they just understand what they're out there to do and what they're trying to do, and they don't deviate from it really at all. And the Bucks was hanging in there. They was getting it done defensively. They was hanging in there offensively. And then the mental lapses just took over, and they just couldn't hang with the Suns anymore. And it ended up being a blowout, mainly because of the third and the fourth quarter. And those are the quarters you don't want to lose because those decide the game. But it ended up happening in this one. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Hit the notification bell to get the analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today, hopefully with more analysis.